y'all, what's up? Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My name is Dami J, and in today's video we're gonna do another DIY. Getting ready for Christmas. I want to do like some cute Candyland themed stuff. I've already made some cupcakes for my Christmas tree. I did some cupcake ornaments already. If you guys haven't seen that video, you guys should go ahead and check that video out. Today we are going to be making cute lollipop decorations. So this is what they look like. How cute is that? So I actually have two different variations of this. So there's these like swirl marshmallow lollipops, and then I have this one as well. So they're kind of like similar but not exactly the same. One is like uniform swirl and one is more of a twisted swirl. If you guys want to see how I made these, go ahead and stay tuned. And yeah, let's get right into it. So here's what you're gonna need. You're gonna need some Model Magic. And this is basically just some air drying clay. This is in the color Aquamarine, which is this really pretty light blue color. You can find this in the craft section at Target or Walmart, or in like the kids section. Sometimes they have it in there too. They also have it at Dollar Tree, but they're in very tiny packs. You're also gonna need milkshake straws and some ribbon. Now the ribbon I got also at Dollar Tree as well. The milkshake straws I believe I got at Kroger. And last, you'll just need a pair of scissors. This is what the first lollipop looks like that we're gonna make. This is the irregular swirl one. And this is what a lot of the regular like marshmallow lollipops look like that I've seen in stores. So we're just gonna jump right into it. We're just gonna grab some Model Magic. You don't need a lot, maybe about the size of your like hand or palm. And you're just gonna take that and you're gonna roll it all the way down. Roll it to about the same thickness as maybe about your pinky. So you're gonna try to make sure that you get the entire length of the Model Magic to be the same thickness. This is gonna be important later on when you're trying to combine it. And then you're gonna do the exact same thing with the blue Model Magic. So you're gonna try to use about the same amount in terms of weight, and then you're gonna try to get it to be the same thickness and the same length as well as the white roll that you just made. I love playing with this. This is like childhood nostalgia of like playing with Play-Doh. And I played with Model Magic when I was in like elementary school too. So like this just brings back so many memories from like elementary school and just making stuff randomly. But here are both of the two colors combined. As you can see, I'm trying to keep like the same thickness throughout the entire length of the roll. Then you're going to take your two rolls and you're going to combine them together. So you're going to twist one on top of the other. So you can do this by placing it on top and then using one hand to twirl in a forward direction and the other hand to twirl in a backwards direction. By doing that, you get this cute little swirl going on, and you're going to continue that on throughout the entire length of both of the rolls. Take your time when doing this. It's very easy to mess it up. If it gets tangled up, you can always peel it apart and redo it. If it becomes to the point where it's like absolutely too hard to like keep it together in a uniform twist, you can just separate it into smaller pieces and then twist those all together. I decided to just keep it all together just for uniformity, but you can definitely still combine them back later if you end up cutting them. And once you've twisted them all the way down, it should look something like this. Like those marshmallow spring twist ropes. That's what we're going for here. Here you're just going to take the end and you're going to roll it into itself. And it's okay if your original twists weren't very perfect. It's probably going to get smushed or rearranged at some point or another while you're rolling it onto itself right now. So smaller pieces or thinner pieces, it's okay. It will just blend. But you want to try to keep it as uniform as you can. But it doesn't have to be perfect. And if while you were rolling it into itself, you flattened it, you may want to push it from the outside to try to thicken it up some more. You don't want this to be super thin because you're going to take your milkshake straw and you're going to try to puncture it through. So if it's thin, it's not going to work very well. So you want to make sure that you have a pretty thick pancake basically to work with. And you can test to see how thick it is by taking the straw and just kind of making an indent on the sides of it and seeing how much room you have to work with if you were to push the straw through. If your pancake is too thin, it's just gonna rip right through it and it's not gonna look very well. But if it's about the same thickness as what I just showed here, you can work with that. Just have like a little bit on the top and the bottom of where the straw goes and you should be able to get it through. Now you're going to try to gently push it through the inside, and you're going to have to be really careful about this because you're going to have to be able to check both sides because on one point it's probably going to start ripping, and once it starts ripping you need to have a good clear eye on which part is ripping, and don't let it rip all the way in half because then it's going to be hard to work with. But if it's just like a small rip, then it's okay because you can be able to fix that. So just make sure you double check on both sides as you're pushing it through to see how well it's going. Now, if it does rip, that's okay. Just a small rip is not that bad. All you got to do is push it back into itself, and you can pinch the sides to cover up what just ripped, and then you can smooth it out on top of itself to cover the rest of the straw that is exposed in the rip. You can also take a little bit of water and also smooth it out that way, just whatever gets the job done. And you want to get the straw to at least the center part of your little pancake. That way it's sturdy enough to hold up your lollipop, because once the clay dries, it is going to become a little bit harder and it's going to be thicker, and so you want to make sure you have a stable support from the straw. If you put it down too low, it is going to rip and fall right off of the straw. And once we've gotten that all secure, we're going to grab some of our ribbon and we're going to make the bow. I would say to go ahead and cut about 1 foot of the ribbon, and we're going to use that to make the bow. Nothing too crazy or fancy here. I'm literally just going to make a bow using the exact same technique that I would use to tie my shoes. And voila, here is our first swirly lollipop. Jumping right into the second one, this is the uniform swirly lollipop. Let's go ahead and jump right into how we're going to do that one. So same thing again, I'm just going to grab the same amount of Model Magic, so about the same size as your hand or palm. You're going to roll that up for both the blue and the white. Getting those both to the same thickness again, so about the same thickness as about your pinky. Also, you're going to get those to be the same lengths all through and through, same thickness all through and through, just like before. This time, instead of twisting them onto each other, you are going to line them up parallel to each other and go ahead and start to push them together so that they are combined. Do that all the way to the very end. After you got them lined up, you're basically going to roll it inside of itself like we did before. Gently press it so that you're combining all of the sides together as you are rolling it inside of itself. And you're just going to roll the whole thing all the way up. Then we're going to add our straw using the same technique that we did before. Trying not to rip too much off of the pancake, but keeping it as stable as possible. And it will look something like this. And then we're just gonna add our ribbon and make a cute bow. And here is our finished lollipop. Now make sure, just like with the same thing like the other one, just make sure that you get the straw at least all the way through to the center part so that it can be stable enough to hold up on the straw. Now these are going to be pretty heavy because they're pretty big, so I wouldn't suggest adding like an ornament hook or anything like that because the weight of the lollipop is going to weigh it down. So I would just stick it in the tree facing upwards, and if you want, you could double straw it so that you have a longer base to work with. So this is what all of the lollipops look like when I was done. I ended up making these mini little ornament versions, and you usually just use the exact same technique. The only difference is you use about half the amount of Model Magic. You cut the straw in half, and you use half the amount of the ribbon to make the bows. I also added these little ornament hooks to these because these are not as heavy, so it's easier for these to actually stick to the tree using the ornament hooks. And you don't have to worry about it weighing it down or actually ripping the lollipop itself. Alright you guys, and that wraps it up for today's video. Here are the two lollipops. They're so cute. I'm gonna stick with the same like pink, white, and light blue theme for the rest of my Christmas tree. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm super stoked about putting these on my tree and doing the rest of my decorations. So if you guys like DIY projects or more cute artsy stuff, make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. And if you like these lollipop decorations, go ahead and give this video a like, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.